A little bit, I think that I did at the beginning. I said that, but we've got some good guys back there, and they all. It's really competitive in practice. So I would say it's more like if it's Billy's, Winak, Zordich, Dukes, Derek Day, whoever it is, maybe it's more like 12 to 15 carries per game. You know what I mean? And we ran the ball 52 times in the Illinois game, so nobody's going to really carry it 52 times for us. Nobody's going to carry it 30 times for us. It's more about that 10 to 15 carry range probably right now. Things change, as the season goes on. So.
Hey, Coach, kind of going off that, Belton, transferred or made the switch to running back early in the season, then had the injury. Were there any setbacks there, or did he kind of stay on the road he wanted as a running back?
Yeah, no, he's he worked hard. He hurt his ankle in the Ohio game, and he's worked extremely hard to get back, and he's back. And he had 16 carries the other day for I think about 70 yards. Thought he made some good runs. Thought he made some runs that we need to improve on. He's a guy that can really have a big effect on the game. He's got great feet. He's got good speed. He can catch the ball in the backfield. So he'll continue, and as long as he stays healthy, he'll always be a part of our game plan.
You mentioned this today, you mentioned it in a lot of points, the importance of people knowing their roles, guys understanding their roles. How much of that did you bring from New England, or how much of that have you always had as a coach, and just what's the importance of having a team where everybody knows their roles?
Well, it's huge, and it's always been a part of my philosophy, even when I was playing. I wasn't a great player. I just loved to play, and if they asked me to switch positions, I would switch at a moment's notice just to help the team. Whatever I could do to help the team, run down on the kickoff team, whatever, things like. So it started with me as a player, and then when I went to Georgia Tech and I played worked for George O'Leary, that was a big part of what we did there. Maryland with Ralph Friedgen, and then New England. That's what the deal is in New England, and so that's where I really saw where that could really mean for a successful season. If you had guys that really understood their roles and embraced it, like a Yancich, like a Hull, guys that weren't necessarily Ben Klein, weren't Zordich, weren't necessarily starters, but they went in there, Brandon Mosby-Felder, they went in there and they accepted their role on special teams. Maybe they started some games, they backed up other games, but at the end of the day, they helped the team win. That's all it's about, is helping the team win, being in that locker room after a win. That's what it's about. And so I think these guys are starting to understand that, and hopefully we can continue to get them to understand that.
Coach, I know you're not the most Twitter savvy guy, but there's a student whiteout being organized for this game on Twitter. A lot of the players have been tweeting about it. Have they been talking about that at all? And how fired up do you think that gets them from the game?
Well, I know this. I don't know about the student whiteout, but I do know this for the students. I'm asking the students to, this is a noon kickoff, and it is by far the biggest game for us this year, to this point this year. We're playing a 5-0 Northwestern team. We feel like we're doing some good things. We need all those students in the stands at noon for that kickoff. These guys, they feed off of that. The crowd noise, the student section, these guys feed off of that. So whether it's white out, this out, that out, I don't know. I just need them in the stands at noon, going nuts for this football team, because we got to have a great home field advantage, and these guys really feed off of that.
Coach, you sit atop the Big Ten in terms of turnover margin. I know you don't want to jinx that or anything, but what has been the key in that? After the first game, obviously there were a couple turnovers, but what have you been able to harp in on practice and going forward in games with not turning the ball over?
Well, I think it's better to probably ask these guys about that. I think we emphasize it with the players all the time, whether it's on offense, ball security. That's a huge. We talk to our players all the time. When you carry the football on offense, you carry the hopes and dreams of the football team. So we talk about it. We emphasize it with the throwing game, the running game, everything. And then on defense, every single day they're working on takeaways and strip drills, interception drills, tip ball drills, whatever it is. So I think it's just a matter of emphasis, and the players have done an excellent job of going out there and doing it, and hopefully we can continue that.
Following up on the other recruiting-related question, how much of an impression do you think Mike Mounty and your other seniors, how much have they made on not just the younger guys on the team, but future guys, future prospects might be?
Well, again, I think you know, again, it's not just one, it's this whole group of guys, you know, how hard they play. I mean, I can tell you, I'm not gonna mention names, but after the last couple games, I've gotten a lot of phone calls from non-Penn State people telling me how much they enjoy watching this team play. Look, again, I don't know what's gonna happen this year. I'm not a genie, but people enjoy watching this team play because of the effort with which they play. They play, you know, like their hair's on fire every play. And so I think people really enjoy that, and you know, that's because of the senior and the junior and senior class. That's a bunch of great kids that love to play football, love to practice, love to go to school at Penn State and play extremely hard.
Coach, you talked about, I think, we might use the term complementary football. You know, I guess the other thing, kind of playing off this turnover question, but like, you know, return yards, getting turnovers, yards in the return game. You know, talk about how they, you know, key, just things besides blocking, tackling, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, these guys understand, you know, we talk to them every week about complementary football and how we can feed off of each other, and really, we didn't do as good a job of that in the Illinois game. You know, we had Maudi's interception return to the 1 yard line, came away with nothing. Really should have gone for a touchdown there, to be honest with you, but, you know, we didn't come away with any points there. I mean, that's not good complementary football, you know. We had other situations during the game where we did okay, you know. That complementary football could mean, you know, these guys, they get a 3 and out on defense, and then we force, you know, kind of an average punt. We take the ball and go score. I mean, complementary football can show up in a lot of different ways. We get a great kickoff return out to the 50-yard line, we take it in and score. That's complementary football between 2 units on the team. So, you know, those are things that, and then the defense goes out there and stops them 3 and out. That would be complementary football between 3 units. So we talk to our guys about it all the time and show them the tape as a whole team so they can see how it all works. And so hopefully we just continue to try to play complementary football.
Hey, Coach, just any chance we see Pete Massaro this weekend, and is Stephen O'Bang healthy?
Yeah, both those guys, they'll be good to go. I mean, unless something happens. I mean, it's Tuesday, you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys really don't. We've got like Tuesday, full pad practice today, Wednesday, shoulder pads, Thursday, you know what I'm saying? So really, we should have this press conference on Friday. No. So yeah, they seem like they're good to go for this week.
This is starting to sound familiar now.
All right, thanks,
Good?
Coach.
All right, thanks. Carson's about to beat me up if I don't let him.